thanks to Brad at Nordic Marksman, we received probably the most extraordinary 22 I've ever owned, and we'll look at it in a moment. But I thought I'll first show you the Heim SR30. This is kind of part of the narrative, and I don't know if we can focus in on the action, but this is a very unique rifle. I think we made a video on it previously, but I'm not sure. Anyway, like I said, it ties in with the story. So there's the Heim. You may or may not see these very often. I'm going to flip it around because this is the interesting part here. So you'll see here that the action locks by means of these ball bearings in the bolt, and I'll take the bolt out and then you can see them quite clear. Actually, I'll just set it here on this royal looking table. So when this bolt is locked, these ball bearings are extended and locked in place by an inner collar. They've even put a safety lug here in the form of a ball bearing. This is a fantastic rifle. Like I said, not very common. It's surprising to me more people haven't latched onto these, but I thought that's what a brilliant design. And you can see tests online where they subject the action to I don't know how many pounds of pressure, and the SR30 holds. Anyway, I mentioned that because that is kind of an introduction to the concept of locking an action with ball bearings, which may sound a little odd, but you can accomplish radial locking, and because the lugs themselves are spheres, they're extremely strong. Anyway, we'll set the SR30 aside, and here's what Brad sent me. So first off, this one we went to the range, and you know I'm not very good at getting to the range because of time and distance, but we did. And it's the most easily accurate rifle that I've ever owned. I probably should have said 22, but actually of any kind. It's an effortless rifle to operate, and the way this straight pull action works with the ball bearings, well, we can look at this model, this cutaway model, which is really cool. They even cut away the bore. Now this one is the 1727 F. I think it says it. You can even read it right there in 17 HMR. So obviously I didn't fire this rifle, but I'm going to show you how the action works, which is really extraordinary. So we'll go to the action now. And here you can see, I mean, I can talk a lot like anybody else, but it's best just to see what's what. So I move the handle, and I'll show you the other side in a moment, these ball bearings can cave in, and the action can be opened, and right here you'll see they even supply dummy cartridges, so they lift, and then the action feeds. Then you can fire, and it'll throw the round out, and it goes again. And better set these. I may have lost one of these at the range because we were showing the same mechanism. The feeding is something else I have to comment on. A lot of times you buy rifles and the feeding is good, it's completely reliable, but it has a kind of a rough feel to it, a glitchy feel. And I was actually shooting my Blaser R8. That's another one that has this slick, effortless feel to it, and this Anschutz is the same. And I guess they perfected this action, which is called a Fortner action, F-O-R-T-N-E-R. Naturally, these are made in Germany. And what kind of accuracy did I get before I lose my train of thought? Well, here's our target. I don't know if we can focus in on it. Any one of you could duplicate this or probably do better than me. I forget how many shots that is, 5 shots. You can shoot like this without really any effort. Something about the trigger and the action, they perfected. I had a scope on because there are no iron sights, and I actually was lucky and found this on, I think I found it on eBay. I'll show you the scope because I can't show you the reticle, but it's 3 dots. It's a 3-dot reticle. You'll see. Yeah, you can focus in here. A really exceptional scope, so clear, and it fit perfectly on the rail that's here. Oh, the rifle comes with a Picatinny rail. I was going to put a Leopold Scope, and this thing is, what is this, 2.5 to 10? I don't know, maybe you can focus in on this part here. It's a 2.5 to 10, and it's a target reticle, so a larger dot in the center and 2 smaller dots on the sides. But truly, even though this is a 2.5 to 10 and this is only a 22 caliber rifle, it actually can use an even better target scope. It's just that accurate. And I have Leopold 30 power kicking around here. I received these catalogs as well. I feel like a Anschutz store. I've owned their high power rifles. Like I had a 308, I think. Forget which model, one of these two. This one is their new 22. Now, obviously not a straight pull bolt action, but just flipping through catalogs is fun. And then they offer this amazing book. I've never seen a catalog with that much in it. All kinds of products. Anyway, I kind of bring it to your attention because I was impressed by it and didn't expect Brad to send all this to me, which, Brad, if you're watching this, thank you again. It's an amazing opportunity, especially like the cutaway, because you know I was involved with rifle design and so forth. This one has everything solved, and I'll just close it and lock it again. You can close it and lock it with the bolt handle. Maybe what we'll do is just open this, and I hope you've had a good look at this. Did we focus in on all this, the internals? Just because it's so remarkable that they figured out all of this, or Fortner did. Now we've got to pick that up. And I guess have been manufacturing it for a long time. But I'm not aware of sporting rifles being available. I think that the biathlon rifle has been around for a long time. And the other biathlon rifle, which we hope to get in here, is I think it's pronounced Ishmash, the Russian one. It's like a toggle action. I have an Austrian toggle action as well. Anyway, here's how the shooting goes. So very simple. I put 5 rounds in the Anschutz magazine. I have a hunch my other Anschutz magazine will probably fit in this rifle. And once you're ready to go, I found myself using the bolt handle, but a lot of people use the back of the bolt. You can see it's kind of profiled for that use. And naturally I looked at videos showing people shooting these rifles just so I could learn how the professionals do it, and they do use their thumbs. Mind you, most of them are in, you know, heavy gloves, so they're prone in competition. But I was just sort of casually shooting, so I found myself closing with the bolt handle. It's hard for you to perceive how effortless this motion is, but it's the slickest, most remarkable engineering that I've encountered. It's really a privilege shooting something so well made. Having said that, it's not an inexpensive rifle, but you know, you, as they say many times, get what you pay for. I could get into details. I'll show you the thumb close, so you just virtually, you can shoot very quickly. I'm not practiced with this, but I hope I represent it well. I'll flip it around so you can just have a look at how nicely made this is. It has some people may like the hogsback stock. I presume that there are other stock styles available. I should have looked. Maybe I did, forgot. But the quality of the walnut is good, the checkering is good. Obviously the barrels are up to Anschutz standards. With the Picatinny rail you could use any sight you wanted. And I'll flip it around again. So there you have, I think you have a good sense of the rifle. And just before we stop filming, I'm going to take that cutaway model and put it back up here. I'm not sure there are that many people that have seen the cutaway, which is why I really appreciated that Brad sent it, because it's easy to see that you know, extraordinary, but you really have to take a look at it up close. And so we'll eject another round. There goes that one. And then this is a clumsy operation, obviously, because it's out of position and so on, but just like that, and you're ready to go. And it's phenomenal. Anyway, if you have a chance to try one of these, I strongly recommend it. You'll feel very good about your shooting skill. It sort of gives the bullets eyes, this Anschutz 1727F. And I could have picked the 17 HMR, but I kind of find the 22 long rifle is what I return to, partly the cost of the ammunition and the noise. Oh, and with quiets, this thing is unbelievable. The CCI quiet 22 long rifle, just excellent. I could get into more detail, but I think that's more than sufficient for you to get a good idea of what the rifle is all about and how exceptional it is. And I wouldn't mind if there was a model with iron sights. I'm sure there is. It was just that this is what arrived, so this is great. And other than that, thanks for all your support and your hundreds of letters and messages. I can always answer you quicker on Patreon for you that need guns sort of valued and assessed and that you're thinking of buying or own and need to know the value of. Always happy to help with my opinion for what it's worth. And that's about it. I hope you're happy and healthy out there, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care until then.